My name is Chanell Angeli, and I am a multidisciplinary artist based right here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am from Caribbean descent and grew up a little bit in Jamaica with my grandmother before moving back to Miami, Florida, where I was raised. And then I've been in Atlanta 12 years. Presence means several things to me. I initially go to a hyper focus. Are you really there? Because a lot of people are physically present and not emotionally or mentally present. And so I need to know that the attention is on the task or the person at hand. And that is what presence is to me. However, on the other hand, um, I think to be present also spiritually has a weight to it too. And so it's multi-layered, that answer. But that's what presence is to me in a whole. I would say a hyper attentive state where there's not 101 other things that you're thinking about doing, where the focus is on whatever it should be at the moment. And my work relates to the presence of fathers in that I, through my research for this project, had to discover what father is. What is father? I don't know that in my personal experience. And so not only was it a healing journey for myself, but very much like a discovery, because to know father is to know man. And that's coming from a very matriarchal family. It's strange to me. It's different. It's alien, extraterrestrial, and it's almost and it's dangerous to think that way because it makes them not real, and they are. So that's what presence means to me in regards to this show, that men are real people. Because at 33 I'm just getting, because I had made up what they were, and it was inaccurate. It was based off of stories and lack of presence. And so I had to imagine it, and I wasn't given the best examples of what it is. And so I painted a very broad picture, and was so wrong about so many things. This body of work is birthed from, again, the research that I did with my fiance on Black men in the South. The materials that I chose to use are extremely symbolic of the stories that I was told, because I could not paint every story or depict every story. And so I'm culminating an assemblage of symbolic materials that represent what this man has been in through his history and his life, made of and put together with. And so you'll see vintage doorknobs and vintage locks, because I heard a lot of compartmentalization and shutting feelings away, because men feel like they're not allowed to feel or express feeling and show emotion. I heard a lot of also knowing that they have a birthright and they're royal. And so you'll see that in the peacock feathers, which are symbolic of royalty. There is also the lessons that they wish to impart on their loved ones and all of the wisdom that they've gained. And so you'll see that represented in the ostrich feathers. And the number one thing that I feel is most impactful is how much of a protector a man is, and from very early is taught to be. And the weight of that is a constant through every choice in their life. They know that they are the ones that will have to protect the women in their lives, or the younger, or the more vulnerable people in their lives. And so that's displayed in the black tourmaline, which is a crystal and stone from the earth that represents protection, and also the lava rock. And then there's also weapons in there, and soldiers in there to show that as well. So with the Andre piece, we were able to get this amazing photo of him outside in the sun, doing what he does, working, advocating for the people in the city. And I wanted to show through material, one of the reasons why the pieces, this body of work is in black and white, is because I wanted to play on negative space and all of the things that can be brought up from the void, from nothing. We are born from stardust. Our bodies are made of stardust and remade every day. And so I wanted to show that out of this ethereal black matter and universe, this man has pieced together lessons of protection and divinity and kingdom, and put himself together through experiences. And there's still a lot of movement in there as well. And one of the pieces that stand out with him, and it's unique to his piece, is the alligator textured paper, because you have to be really tough to become mayor and withstand a lot of criticism. And so I wanted to show that and symbolize that as well. This exhibit is extremely personal to me because it is me pushing myself and my practice to admit that I'm not right, to explore that the ideals that I thought were law and law were actually misconceptions and all made up. They weren't based on any experience or factual information. And so it's personal to me because I have now relearned and reprogrammed a lot of my thinking. And I think that it makes me a better person. I think that it makes me a more whole person. I think that it makes me a less angry individual because now I don't always look at men as the villain, and I don't look at men as the abandoner, if that's a word. So that's why it's personal for me.